That was a really good one.
I had to switch it up.
That was no, it was good. That was a really nice intro to the BOGcast, episode 11. Guys, you know I like prime numbers, and this one just feels right. 1-1.
Prime numbers. That's a math thing. I don't know what that is.
You know why I like them? Because they're weird and they're indivisible.
With liberty and justice for all. Yeah.
Exactly. Boys, how we doing on Saturday morning? Started Big 12 play for the Oklahoma Sooners.
Real football, actually being played.
Football.
Yeah. You know, it's weird though. Like even though I was looking forward to, I mean, don't get me wrong, it's football, but it's like, you know, you think there's going to be all these great games on because it's all these conference games, and it's not any of the, you know, Alabama playing the Citadel, and you know, all those games were kind of mixed, but they're still boring games. Like they're not real exciting, you know, until I think next week when OU plays Iowa State and Ames. Maybe that's a good one.
Hey, next week the college game day game of the week on Saturday at 1 p.m. is the Westmore Jaguars versus the Edmond Santa Fe Wolves. That's the college game day game of the week.
That's right.
Agree. That's right. Man, crazy couple weeks for you guys. Crazy couple weeks for us all, really.
Well, it's just been a crazy go-around. You know, with this coronavirus, you know, things just happen and spur of the moment, you know. We can go from 1 second being everybody's fine, and the next second, you know, half the team's in quarantine. So, luckily, your Bog brethren, you know, we're ducking, dipping, diving, dodging. Coronavirus can't get to us. So.
I was punching all the COVID in the face. So,
come at me, COVID.
Yeah. This whole conversation, all I can hear, I mean, I hear you guys talking, but what I really hear is Cardi B. Coronavirus! Oh, man. Okay, well, listen, I was telling Riggs earlier, Cole, that I fell asleep on the couch, as I do. Didn't make it to bed last night.
Again.
Woke up on the couch at 5 a.m. and was wide awake. And that's when I decided to write the BOGcast. So the BOGcast was written at 5 in the morning. I was very tired. There was a lot on my mind. And so let's get started with Head to Head.
I can't wait. I'm excited.
Fall edition. This last week was the first day of fall. This is the first weekend of fall.
It's fall, y'all.
It's fall, y'all. Hallelujah. And I've picked out some fall favorites that I just want to see how everybody's feeling about them, right? So let's get started off with the first one. Apple cider or hot chocolate?
Oh.
I have a very strong opinion on this, and I love
this is both. Just fall, right?
This is just fall.
So that could be a big decision maker for me.
It could. I'll tell you what I want. Okay. I want apple cider. I want it every time because it's tangy, right? It's kind of bright and it's tangy. And I love hot chocolate, but it coats your mouth, right? True. And I kind of want that when it's really cold, not just when it's like nice and cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and I think the main reason for this is, you know, it's the fall edition. You know, maybe if it was a little bit colder and I'm more into the Christmas spirit, you know, maybe I'd go with hot chocolate. I love me some like cinnamon. So any kind of spice thing this time of year, pumpkin spice. I know you can call me basic. The pumpkin spice deal is the best thing in the freaking world. Okay, if we had pumpkin spice year round, I would have a freaking pantry stocked full. It's just because they're just now coming out with pumpkin spice, and you go and everything is sold out. There's no pumpkin, canned pumpkin, nothing on the freaking shelves. It's driving me crazy. So the little bit of spice, I think, from the apple cider is hitting me right now, and I'm definitely going with apple cider. If it was a little colder, maybe in the wintertime, maybe I'm moving to the hot chocolate, but man, apple cider. Coleman, are you just gonna argue or what? What are you gonna do here?
Well, I'm struggling with this one. I really am struggling. And I'm trying to decide in my own mind which one I'm leaning towards, because I'm not big with either one of these in fall. All right? Fall to me is not cold enough for a hot chocolate. And I don't like apple cider unless it's warm apple cider.
Right.
So, like, now I'm trying to decide, okay, if it's winter, which one I prefer. Because I don't really like either one in fall. Okay, not cold enough. But when I get to sit on the back patio and have a nice warm drink, what am I going to pick? And I got to tell you, it's probably apple cider.
Yes.
I love
Oh my gosh.
But it's like, it's not really a seasonal thing for me. Hot chocolate's just kind of like whatever. But when it starts getting like wintry, dude, nothing like some warm cinnamon, like you said, cinnamony, appley, cidery. I get a little teacup. Hey, I make that stuff that we get the recipe for, Riggs, that wassail stuff with all the different orange juices and stuff like that.
Yes.
Boy,
Wassail is good crap.
dude, I make like a gallon of that every week in the winter. Yes. And it's top notch.
It is good stuff.
So you guys thought I'd argue, but I got to lean with us here. Apple cider.
That surprises me.
I am surprised. A rare threefer.
Yeah.
Now,
I got in the seasonal mood. You know what I mean?
I will tell you, at like a night football game, like a November football game, little hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate that.
Yeah.
Hot chocolate that.
But
I was thinking more like me lounging around chilling, you know?
Yeah. If you're just at home,
hot chocolate is hot chocolate's a group, like you're out somewhere, you know? Apple cider is we're kicking it drink.
Yeah. For sure. Okay. So a threefer on that one. All right. Head-to-head number 2. Cuddling under a blanket or wearing a cozy sweatshirt?
Ooh.
Now cuddling, are you saying like you're just snuggled up by yourself, or are you talking actually cuddling with another person?
It could be either. Whatever.
Or a dog.
Pick your dog. Pick your poison.
Man.
I'll go.
Okay.
I'll go. This one's pretty easy. It's definitely the blanket, all right? Because here's the deal. What's better than the feeling of being under a nice warm blanket and then sticking your foot out just for a couple of seconds, getting nice and cooled, and getting that foot right back under the blanket? It's the juxtaposition of the feelings that makes it so great, you know?
Yep.
With a sweatshirt, it's like you're stuck. You're stuck wearing whatever you got on. Hope you're comfortable because you're not changing, all right?
Man, I'm torn.
You're not much of a cuddler, Riggs.
No, and I not that I don't enjoy it, but like
you don't. Just tell the truth. Tell the people.
I'm very warm natured. So like body heat, I love to cuddle, and then in like 5 minutes I'm sweating my freaking brains out. So I'm like, okay, this is enough. But then there's the same problem with the hoodie. You know, if it's not cold enough and I'm in the hoodie, you know, I'm getting pit sweat going on. And,
yep.
And there's just nothing worse than a little pit sweat, especially in a hoodie. It just kind of swamps up in there. And there's no escape.
Yep.
You know, really the hard part for me is sweatshirts have hoods. Are we talking sweatshirts or are we talking hoodies? Because
I think it can have a hood. It can have a hood.
Because you guys know I'm a big beanie guy.
You are.
And because of that, I'm also a big hoodie guy. And I love having just something covering the head. Not hair.
No.
But
on something to take off.
Yeah. So, man, I'm kind of torn. Because I completely agree with the blanket. Because you get a little hot, you just poke the toe out, you know. You get a little too hot, y'all ever do this? Like, it's like you put the blanket on half of your body and then you roll over. So like one side of your body in the blanket, the other side is out. So yeah, I'm thinking, we're thinking fall, we're thinking cooler temperatures. It's got to be the blanket for the fact that you can do so much more things other than just put a hood on, take a hood off. You can actually kind of, heck, you can make your own hood with the blanket if you wanted to, you know? So yeah, I think I want to argue with Ramsey, but I couldn't justify it.
Yeah, argue with the right, man. You know what I mean?
We have.
Hey, that was you, Rick, on the fence, by the way. That was you. Whoa.
I couldn't figure out what you were doing.
It was.
Hey, I had to talk for a long time to make up my mind because I really had no clue which way I wanted to go.
We have got 2 3-fers in a row.
Yeah, buddy.
You know what? I'd like to change my answer. No,
Here's the thing. You guys know I'm a big nap guy. Sometimes my nap turns into just sleeping overnight. In fact, most times it does. And there's nothing better than being on the couch and like cuddled up under a blanket. A sweatshirt, I've got to go through all the process of putting it on and taking it off.
Mm-hmm.
But if I get hot, I can just kick the blanket off. Now, this thing that I put as my example, that woman holding that dog, the comfy, it promises to be a cross between a sweatshirt and a blanket.
I know. I've heard.
Which sounds like the worst of both worlds.
Yeah, you can't get it off like you can a blanket, and
No.
it's just not as comfortable as a hoodie.
No.
I actually disagree. I think it's freaking amazing because, again, I love a hood. But the problem with the comfy is the fact that it's got the lined, like, super thick fleece type thing inside. And that's too hot. When I use a blanket, I don't care how cold it is. It's about the thinnest blanket I can possibly find. That's like almost silk. Like, I don't like a big thick blanket because, again, I get sweaty. I get hot. So if they made a comfy out of like satin, I don't know. But
I only use my silk blankets.
I'm sure you have a couple of those already, Riggs.
Egyptian cotton.
Made from the finest hand-spun silk.
Worms. What are they, caterpillars, silkworms or whatever?
Silkworms, yeah. There you go.
Oh, bless you. All right. Going to the last. Bless your little rich heart. Going to the last. Going to the last head-to-head. Let's see here.
No arguments here. Helton.
Pumpkin spice or toasted marshmallow.
Oh, it's not even close.
Wait.
I think it's
toasted
close.
marshmallow is really good.
You guys already heard me, okay? The pumpkin spice is possibly the greatest flavor, period, of any flavor there possibly could be.
Sure.
Okay. My wife would completely disagree. She loves marshmallows. Okay. She cannot stand pumpkin spice. Maybe that's why I like pumpkin spice so much, because she will not buy it. She won't eat it. So she doesn't do the desserts and make pumpkin stuff.
You like it out of spite for your wife?
I don't ever get it at home. If I get it, because I'm eating an entire thing of pumpkin spice cookies, or I'm having to get a whole pumpkin pie and eat it by myself or something. So I'm like, yes, it's mine. Whereas marshmallows, she can have all that. I'm not big. S'mores are good. I'll take a s'more, but just a regular toasted marshmallow. That's what I gotta say about that.
That's a strong statement.
Mm-hmm.
Helen, go ahead.
I love them both. I really do. I love me a pumpkin pie. I love me. You know what? A little chai latte from Starbucks. I love those because they taste like liquid pumpkin pie. Right? Comma, but
you got
there's something about There is something about toasted marshmallow that is just so
Disgusting.
tasty. It's the texture. It's the gooey and the crunchy and the caramely. I would take, in a perfect world, I would have them both at the same time. But if I had to pick one over the other, a toasted marshmallow.
Wow.
I thought we were on our way to a queen sweep.
Heck no.
But we're not.
Hecky nah. Hecky nah.
No.
Listen, Hilton, you're on your own island on this one, dude.
What?
You're over here on Helton Island. Me and Reed
Yes.
are over here on the bog, sharing all the pumpkin spice stuff.
Oh.
Yeah. Yes.
Now, I'll admit, I love me a nice toasted marshmallow. I don't know how you guys do yours, but I get mine freaking roasted. They get black on the outside. That's when they're perfect, all right? But there's no argument with Riggs on this. Pumpkin spice, he said it already. And I can't believe I'm agreeing with this guy. But I am. That's how bad this is. That's how right it is that I have to agree with Riggs. That pumpkin spice is one of the best flavors in the entire world.
It is. I
I
agree.
can have it any time of the year. It ain't gotta be fall. It can be the middle of summer. And I'm like, pumpkin pie, yes, please.
I agree.
Like my mom during Thanksgiving, she makes me my own pumpkin pie that I take home and I eat by myself the day of Thanksgiving. I'll eat a whole pumpkin pie.
Time out. Are we talking?
Hey, Coleman.
Are we talking
remember that
just the
picture on
flavor?
TikTok?
Yes or no?
Yes.
Turkey necks.
Are we talking just the flavor, or are we talking a pumpkin pie versus a toasted marshmallow?
No, just
does
the
it
flavor.
not even matter?
It doesn't even matter. Whichever one you want to pick, just pick the flavor. Which one am I going to put in my coffee? Okay, you know what I bought today? Pumpkin spice creamer, bro. And I might drink that entire thing with no coffee. Just the creamer by itself.
Okay.
Milk and sugar, just give me a glass full of creamer. All right.
I agree.
Something about it, man. It's the cinnamon, like it's got the cinnamony stuff to it, but like the pumpkin flavor itself, there's something like really, really delicious about it, you know? I don't know what it is.
Word,
delicious.
delicious.
You want me to
I
ruin
can't
it?
believe you picked.
You want me to ruin it for you? You want me to ruin it for you? A lot of pumpkin.
Get the hell out of here.
A lot of pumpkin flavor in the United States is based off of squash.
I like squash.
Delicious.
Squash is great.
Delicious. Squash
like
spice
squash?
it is.
Squash
Squash
spice.
spice.
Fine.
Squash spice is delicious, okay?
First of all, what is wrong with the marshmallow in the picture here?
It's perfectly toasted. That's the most perfect.
That looks
marshmallow
really
I've ever
fake.
seen.
That's the fakest looking marshmallow I've ever seen in my entire life.
Or it was perfectly done.
And here's the other argument, Helton. Pumpkin spice was the greatest of all Spice Girls, okay?
It's true.
Like
She sure was.
there was pumpkin spice, whatever
Scary.
that
Scary
Yeah.
Spice.
No, Scary was down at the bottom. She was the
40
worst Spice
Spice.
Girl.
Which one is married to the soccer player?
Posh Spice.
Victoria,
She's got to be
Posh,
up there.
Yeah,
She's got
Posh
to be up
Spice.
there.
I don't know. Actually, I take that back. Who was at the bottom of the Spice Girls? Scary's
I
down.
think it was Stinky Spice. What about her? She was,
I think it was toasted
Exactly.
marshmallow spice was at the very bottom.
I'm getting out of this head to head. I don't like being by myself. It makes me
No,
sad.
toasted marshmallows are so bland. There's like not a lot of flavor.
No, they're like smooth and sweet.
You know what you do with those? You put those on a graham cracker and some chocolate and make a s'more. You don't just eat it by
Well,
itself.
But you can't.
Listen, you might
Yeah,
create
you
an
can
argument.
do a lot of things. But
Have
you
I
don't.
been known? Have I been known in the winter to stick a marshmallow on a fork and roast it over the stove? I have,
Well, who hasn't done that?
because it's delicious. You're
It's
telling me
fine.
you've done it. You're telling
It's
me you've done
fine.
it, but you don't think it's okay.
Well, I'll tell you this. I've made some specific trips to the store just to get pumpkin spice stuff.
Okay.
So,
And while I love pumpkin spice, I've never done that.
well,
So
some of us are American here.
we're
you know
just
what I mean?
on two different sides of this issue.
And you're on the wrong
All
side.
right.
You're correct. Yes. Me and Riggs are over here. Moving on.
I want to say so many things, but this is a child-friendly show, and I'm going to keep it inside.
Hey, before we get out of the fall mood, I want to throw an extra little thing because I found this downstairs when I was preparing for the bog, and I just want to get the bog squad's opinion. Pumpkin Reese's, yay or nay? Now, these guys over here are trying to tell me they don't think that this is a good idea. They say it's too much peanut butter. And to that I say, it's delicious. It doesn't matter if it's pumpkin. It doesn't matter if it's the egg, the Christmas tree, the hearts. It's
None of those
all
are good.
delicious.
None of those are good.
If you give me one, I'll eat one.
Form of Reese's. The perfect
No.
form of Reese's.
Stop.
No,
The shaped Reese's cups.
absolutely not.
Nothing beats the original, right, Hilton?
I agree. It's the perfect ratio of chocolate to peanut butter. And while if you give me a pumpkin Reese's, I will eat it.
Sure.
For sure. I won't enjoy it as much as Reese's Classic.
You're crazy.
Riggs, first of all, don't come at us talking about Reese's because we are the Reese's aficionados of the group.
Right.
You don't even hardly like them. Go eat some Mike and Ike's or some freaking
What are you
Starburst.
talking about?
You don't
You
even
squirrel,
like them.
okay? Go eat some more gummy worms or something, you freaking 5-year-old. All right, leave the chocolate and peanut
Riggs.
butter to grown adults. all right?
Riggs, that's disgusting. Who hurt you? It wasn't us. Don't take your anger out on us.
Oh, jeez. Oh, God.
Wow. Actually,
Delicious.
that's kind of neat, actually.
He's going to
All
spit
right.
that out.
Next segment.
Give him a second.
Hold on. Riggs has got to finish. He put that whole thing in his
Hey,
mouth.
have some pumpkin spice coffee, Riggs, to wash that sucker down with, you know?
Yes.
Why don't you drink some toasted marshmallow creamer?
Yeah. I've had it before. Not great.
I like it.
Not great. Not my
I
fave.
like it. Okay. He still has a mouthful of chocolate and peanut butter.
Yeah.
But mostly peanut butter, so.
Which is why it's better.
Guys, we got a new segment.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. We come up with a lot of hypothetical situations that we just like to talk about. So our next segment, if the screen will change, it's called Just Thinking. Just Thinking.
That looks like me when right before the BOGcast, actually.
Yeah.
I was sitting on the let, and it was just like, man, I think this is going to be a really good BOGcast. I was trying to get my mind right, but, I was pushing out a power dump right before just to clean my body, just to make sure that I was ready to go and I was focused on the right issues and not worried about
Power
A power dump.
And now that's why I'm doing so good on the BOGcast. I'm killing you guys right now.
I'm going to tell you, for those of you who don't know, in Bog Nation, Aaron Rigsby has the most powerful bowels of all time. and he's quite proud of it. So we're just thinking, right? If you could have any feature from any animal, what would it be and why?
Ooh. So obviously I think a lot of people might want to go with the wings. But the wings are kind of the easy way out. And I think, does that make the wings like proportional to my body, or would I just have some little pigeon wings, I wouldn't be able to get off the ground with those,
Sure, little penguin wings.
I think what I would go with might be gills. How cool would it be to just like go underwater and just stay down there forever and not have to worry about holding your breath or anything like that?
Sure.
You would win like all these swimming competitions probably because you could just stay under, even if you're doing the breaststroke. Well, I hold my breath and I can go underwater and not have to do the breaststroke on top. I think I would win. So gills would be cool. And then like, you could explore some of the weird sea creatures. There's so many freaking fish out there that we don't even know. I would like to go explore some of those dark places down in the deep sea. So gills.
See, Riggs, I honestly, for a second, I thought you were going to pick walrus tusks since you got those big fangs already. I thought maybe.
That's still, yeah. Why would I need those then? I already have them.
I'm going to go with, let's go with echolocation, you know?
Like a little bat.
Like a bat. You know, that would be a cool thing to be. I'd be outside in the dark a lot more, just being doop, 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 and not being scared about what's around the corner, you know? That would be a fun one. It's either that one or maybe like the ability to change like my look like a chameleon.
Oh,
that would be cool, you know?
Yeah.
I would imagine that I could just walk around nude all the time and just change the color of my skin to look like whatever outfit I felt like.
I think people would still realize that you were nude.
All right, maybe I can wear a pair of underwear.
Well, maybe not, but
yeah, I mean, you got to have a pair of underwear because I think, like, even though they're purple colored cheeks, you still are going to see your boot cheeks, you know?
Yeah, you can see my boot cheeks. You're right.
And
Probably the worst for shorts.
Yeah, I'd cover up the naughty areas. But yeah, that got weird.
Yeah. You guys took it to a really dark place.
Well,
you're the one that said nude.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what I meant.
We were trying to save you from yourself. I'm going to tell you, I brought this one up with Riggs the other day.
So now we're talking about the bog without everybody there. Is that what we're doing now?
This was inspired by a conversation that he and I had the other day.
No, yeah, that's totally fine. I wasn't there for that conversation, but hey,
we thought it was in my first hour.
It was.
Helton was on plan, and we were trying to inspire my first hour with some
when I was teaching
critical thinking strategies.
When I was trying to teach the young people. Yeah. Well, Riggs does, and if he was talking to you, he wasn't teaching. So.
Well, we were trying to get to the children together, you see.
All I know is I kept hearing this like British accent coming from across the hall, and I thought you had a guest speaker. So I wasn't really sure. I wasn't sure you were teaching either. Was that you?
It was a spot-on British accent.
Well, what can I say?
Well, let's hear it. Let's hear it.
I've been working on it for a while, you know. It's not a guy. Maybe later.
If I could have any feature from any animal, it would be a British accent.
Yes.
No, okay. So here's the deal. I'm a quite short person, as we know. I'm the smallest of the group. But I also have, I think, the most proud nose. It sticks out quite far from my tiny face. I think I would have a trunk.
Oh,
trunk people,
because that way I could reach up and get things from tall shelves. Or like if I had an itch in the middle of my back, I could just go back there and scratch it.
You could shoot water at people?
I could pick stuff up off the ground without having to bend over.
Boy, that sounds nice.
Yeah.
Now, how hard would it be to blow your nose?
Well, I would say if it moves like an elephant trunk, you would just raise it up and then wipe it.
But what I'm thinking, one Kleenex ain't going to be enough for that. You need to like have a towel.
Well, it's not
that trunk.
It's not like
just snort it back in.
Yeah. It would be proportional to my body size. It's not like I would have an elephant trunk hanging off.
Riggs.
But you're still going to have massive boogers. Right. You're going to have the biggest boogers of the world.
Yeah, and you know what, you're going to have your stupid freaking walrus tusk teeth, Riggs? All right, get you a toothpick. All right? Hey, Helton, he's really sensitive about his teeth. Look at him. Look at him, see? Look at him. Look at that face.
Wow. Okay. So
hey, spooky season. I'm just trying to look like Dracula.
Hey, speaking of spooky season, have everybody out there in Bog Nation, have y'all ordered your shirts yet?
Because if you haven't, you're screwing up, you know?
You know, we got to sell 24 of these things to even have shirts. And really, frankly, we just want our shirts. So go out there, buy a shirt. That way we don't have to show up to school on Halloween wearing shirts that we made ourselves with Sharpies. Because that might happen.
Definitely could happen.
That's a strong possibility. Okay, so we got some current events, right? Breaking news, obviously. You know, this news is getting old.
I don't know if it's breaking anymore.
It's not breaking anymore.
Story that won't die.
I have a little bit of help to help me do the breaking news.
Oh God!
This
Here
week.
we go.
I have a little bit of help. It's my little Alex Gordon bobblehead bobbling right there. And you know, I'm the only person who cares about this, but it's going to be current events anyway. And actually, give me a second because I'm going somewhere with it. Current events: Alex Gordon retires. Now, I am the only person in this group who even cares that this
Yeah,
happened.
so you're asking yourself right now, Bog Nation, who the hell is Alex Gordon?
Who is Alex Gordon? Okay.
Great question.
He is my favorite baseball player, and I'll tell you why. He was the leader of this team when it was really, really, really bad and when it was really, really, really good. And so like him retiring is like the end of an era for this team that has never been any good. But when we were really good, you know, I don't know. It's just kind of bittersweet. Plus, he's my age, and I think I'm starting to have some strong, like, existential issues with the idea that I might be old.
Need to retire yourself, Help.
Yeah, exactly. So I got to thinking about the old Alex Gordon era this morning at 5 a.m. when I woke up on the couch, and I was writing this. And I started thinking about when we won the World Series and when it was it was great. I was very excited. I'd never gotten to experience that before. The year before we went to the World Series and made it to Game 7, he's on third base, 2 outs in the 9th inning. We're down a run. They should have sent him home and tried to tie it. They didn't. Instead, we flied out and gave the freaking San Francisco Giants the World Series that year. And I collapsed in a puddle on the floor and screamed. It was the most depressing sports moment of my life. So the current events issue, most crushing, why do I do this to myself moments in sports? Game 7 of the 2014 World Series was probably number 1 to me. But tied for second, OU Georgia 2018, when we were up, we were up like 45-10 or something, weren't we? Like, and they came back and beat us. And
overtime.
OU Boise State 2007.
That one stinks.
It still infuriates me to this day. I can't even think about that game without getting mad. Why do we do this to ourselves? Most crushing moments in sports.
Well, I think the real reason that we do it to ourselves is because people want to feel emotion, you know. Without the highs and the lows, what is life? Just put a boring, flat line across years. Who needs that? We want the high highs and the low lows, you know. I can think of one on the top of my head when the Thunder was up 3-1 on the Warriors.
I was gonna say that one.
And they let him come back, and I can still picture Steph Curry freaking raining shots from the heavens on top of Russell Westbrook's head. Because I think I was a Thunder season ticket holder during that time frame, you know.
Yep.
And I was super invested in the team, and boy, you want to talk about depressing.
Yeah, that was the one I was gonna say. You know, some of mine, the ones that stick out as kind of the most depressing aren't necessarily because of the situation being the team lost. One of my favorite stories. So you know, the last time OU won the national championship was in 2000, right? 2000. And so I was young. I was like 9, 10 years old at the time. And so the funniest part of that, we make it to the national championship, and I'm gung-ho. I know everything about OU football. I'd get onto all the little football camps. I got my picture with Bob Stoops, and I was all about it. Well, I ended up getting in trouble at school, and my punishment
Oh no.
was to not be able to watch the national championship game. So the only time in my lifetime that OU has won the national championship in football, I was stuck in my room, no TV, trying to listen to it from the living room, and just like hearing basically a radio version of the national championship.
What did you do?
Now, I don't know. Probably
Have you
nothing.
ever gone back and watched that game?
Yes.
Boring.
It was not great.
No. But at the time, that's kind of how football was, though. It was back then. It was so low scoring, defensively, like just dominated games, and that was the final score of that game was 13-2, right? Mm-hmm. The only points we gave up was on a safety where they just snapped it over the punter's head or something. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that was like thinking back on like the most crushing events was definitely that. And the older I get, the worse it gets, because each year that OU goes and teases me and then doesn't win, I think, well, I missed out. And then the joke at my house is anytime we get into a big game, I need to be grounded and not able to watch the game. And maybe that will be the reason why we win. But yeah, so that's one of my probably most crushing moments in sports, just because I didn't get to live it.
I remember that one. I mean, obviously, well, first of all, the last time they'd won a championship was 85. And that was also the same year that Kansas City won the World Series for the first time. So like the first time or the only time in my life up till 2000 that any of my teams had ever won anything, I was one, right? So I didn't remember any of it, but I remember in 2000 when we won that one, I come from a big OU family. I remember my mom like crying in the dining room because she was so happy about that. I can't imagine that being my punishment. Like I would I don't even know. I don't even have words for that one.
Hey, Riggs was a bad kid in elementary school. I'm just telling you. Dude was a turd.
Do you remember what you got in trouble for?
No, because it could have been a number of different things. I would, like Coleman said, I was bad. So, like, it's just a matter of time before Cameron turns into a little Aaron. And he's running around, causing trouble, and it's just like karma catching back up to me because it's just going to happen. I deserve it. I've grown since then. But man, yeah, I was a troublemaker.
I don't know. Cameron's a good kid.
Go ahead.
I was gonna say Cameron's a good kid. You know what I mean? I've talked to the guy a couple of times, hung out with him a few times. He's got a good head on his shoulders. He's got a good heart. I think he's gonna be okay. I think he kind of. They said that kind of skips a generation, so maybe your stupidity and evilness will jump down your grave.
Clearly,
but I don't know.
Clearly, he got his mother's genes on that one. Can I hear a little Aaron story? Do you have a little Riggs story from that time?
Well, I mean,
do you have one, Cole?
Tell him the story about about you sneaking out and then riding your bike and trying to dip for the first time.
Oh my God. So I was probably in junior high, like either that freshman year or something, like in between junior high and high school, and playing baseball. And back then, I don't know if it might still be cool. That was the thing. If you were like on the baseball team, or if you were like, you tried to dip, you acted like you did. Nobody actually really did, but you acted like you did. And so anyways, I sneak out of my house one night and go ride my bike to one of my buddies' houses, and they've got a can of dip. So I think, you know what? Let's try this out. Let's put one in. And I'm sitting there, and I just take a little bitty pinch, nothing crazy. And about 15, 20 minutes later, I actually had a cell phone at the time, so it was probably a freshman year. But I get a phone call that says, "Hey, where are you? You need to get home." It was my mom.
Ooh.
I'm like, oh, crap. And I've got this dip in my mouth, and, like, I'm just freaking out. I'm like 3 blocks away. So I hop on my bike, I start hurrying home, and then I realize, oh boy, everything is spinning. So I'm not even joking. You know, I had to turn on my bike probably 5 or 6 times. Every time I had to turn, it was falling off my bike. I was like tipping over. I was just so dizzy. Like, it was awful. Mom, I'm sorry. You may not even know that story, but that's what happened.
Hey,
And,
Riggs, I gotta tell Hilton the other good story I have about you. Me and my brother, me and Zach took you somewhere one night. I'll tell that story when we get off the podcast. That's not one for the public, I don't think.
That's fair. That's fair.
One for Bog After Dark, I think.
I will tell you, the only time I ever tried to dip, I stuck it in my mouth, and it was probably in my mouth for 5 or 6 seconds, and I immediately bombed it.
Disgusting.
I never tried it.
Whoa.
It's gross. Like, how anybody can do it once and think, oh, I'm gonna keep doing it.
Yeah.
You know, if you do it once, you know, you're just being dumb. You want to try something, just see what it's like, you know, sure. But like, if you're doing it a second time, you're just an idiot.
Yes.
Because it's absolutely, even the flavored stuff. Like, I think that night it was like I had the peach skull or something. Disgusting. Disgusting. So gross.
Oh, okay. I got to get off this. I've got like stomach churning issues at the moment.
Now, hey, you kind of brought up an intriguing thing to me. You started talking about him being the same age as you and retiring. So does it bother you guys when you see like these people that are just dominating the sport? Like Patrick Mahomes is just the face of the NFL right now, and you see like Giannis taking over the NBA, and you sit there and like, oh my gosh, this guy's awesome. And then you look at him and he's like, oh, he's 24 years old.
Right.
Oh, he's 23 years old. It's like, holy crap, that guy is way younger than me, making way more money than me, and like, I'm freaking old. When did this happen? Like, for a long time, I felt like those guys were older than me, or, you know, maybe the same age, but it's really getting to the point now where the more and more of the superstars in the sports are younger than me, and I'm just like, I'm trying to hold on to Tom Brady. Like, well, Tom Brady's still 43. Like, dude, it's crazy.
We are at a time period where we are going to have to acknowledge we are old.
Man, look at all this gray.
I know.
Look at all this gray. Look at all this gray.
You talking about the gray on your shirt?
Yeah, look at all this gray.
Oh my gosh, it's all over.
I've noticed that my facial hair is turning gray too, and it doesn't bother me. It's just kind of weird. It's weird to hit that point. So, oh well. Hey, we got comments from the Peanut Gallery, kind of.
Hey, here we go. Bog Squad, we hear you.
We really don't have any comments. What we were trying to do last week was to set up a social media takeover. We called it #Bog Takeover, right? These were literally 4 of the 5 Bog takeovers, and they were all in text. So,
great.
You know, half the Rigsby, actually the entire Rigsby clan here. That was kind of nice. We see little Dawson Fuller here. I'm telling you, that boy could go bald.
Looks good.
He looks good.
Looks real good.
My friend Amy, who is bald, but also for some reason still has hair coming out the back of her neck. So that's kind of gross. But, you know, if you guys want to use that Snapchat filter that makes you bald, and then post a picture of it on social media using the #Bog Takeover, because we asked you to do it last week, but nobody did it. So really, it just didn't kind of turn out well. You know, maybe you'll turn out.
Hey.
What good is this?
Whoa.
Hey. Huh?
It made your eyes bigger.
It made me feel like how you guys feel, because you have facial hair and I can't grow a mustache. So I felt so manly.
You can. You just get to like a point where you're just like, oh, this is disgusting. I got to shave off my mustache.
No, I can't. It doesn't fill in. I can't even grow
because
like a
you don't let
mustache.
it grow. You got to let it grow.
For how long? A year?
More than a day.
I don't know.
Cole's
I can't get
about
this right here either.
Cole's feeling about his mustache is how I feel about my beard. Like, yeah, I can grow one. I just am not confident that it works.
I'm stuck with my Amish facial hair, you know what I mean? And that is what it is. That's fine. We've got a nice little mama bear, papa bear, baby bear of beards here. All right. Jace is papa bear.
Obviously.
We've got the mama bear, and I'm the baby bear. I can accept my role. That's fine.
Okay.
That was pretty good, though.
I'm not certain how I feel about being mama bear, but we're
it's pretty fitting.
We're just gonna take what we can get. If you got questions or comments for the Bog, send them to us at Bog Country on Twitter, or you can email them to us at bogcountry3@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm.
Boys, another BOGcast in the books.
We did it.
We did it. Anybody got any plans?
Let me just say, hold on, Mom. I'm sorry about sneaking out. I'm sure you didn't know that I tried tobacco. And now that you know, just know I don't do it anymore, Mom. That was a one-time deal.
Oh my God.
Please don't ground me for the next national championship.
Pam, just let me say, Pam, I'm sorry that I made him tell that story to the entire public. I felt it was something that, could bring us all together and kind of unite us into experience we maybe have shared at some point. So I'm sorry for embarrassing your son and you, most importantly. I embarrassed you, Pam. You're a great mom and a great grandma, and I love you too. So, and I know she watches, right, Aaron?
She does. She watches.
For sure. I better give a shout out to my mom. Hey, Mom. I know my mom watches religiously too. So
Peggy doesn't use the internet, but hi, Mom.
Maybe if her son would set it up for her,
Yeah. You would just reset the Wi-Fi.
Oh, boys, we finally got ourselves a weekend. You guys don't have to go in tomorrow, do you?
No, we do.
Oh, man.
We need some work done, Helton. All right.
Well,
the rest of the coaching staff may be home quarantine, but put it on the shoulders of the guys in the Bog, right?
That's right.
We'll carry us.
Well, I got to go up tomorrow and do some sub plans for Monday afternoon. So I know
sub plans.
I got to leave to go take little Neil to get a haircut.
Ah, yeah. Little
Barkstrong. He kind of looks like a Yeti at the moment. So we got to get that taken care of.
So you were able, because you were telling me about this, so you were able to call, and in less than a week, you got an appointment?
For sure. I think anybody who's taken their dog to some fancy place like I used to do, I feel like any person who would do that is probably wasting their time and their money.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So, they're dogs.
I feel like there's a hidden message here. I'm left out of the loop here.
I'm just saying, I used to schedule weeks in advance and then drop like $120 to get this dog a haircut. And I think with some experience that might be silly.
Well, my dogs don't get haircuts. I know
your dogs.
I know a little old Winnie kind of gets her haircut every once in a while, so maybe there's an audience member that needs to hear this message. I don't know.
Some
my dogs don't shed too bad. They don't get real thick.
So you've never had to get their haircut, and they don't shred or anything?
I mean, not like huge tufts. Like they'll start shedding in the spring, like that when it gets warm. But like their hair is not fur. It's like hair. So it's like strands of hair. So it's not too bad, really.
Huh. I didn't know that you didn't have to take care of Irish setter hair. I guess you'd have to brush them, but other than that.
Yeah, we brush them. They kind of get tangled. So you got to brush them and kind of cut out the entanglements every once in a while. But hey, easy maintenance. Kind of like us.
Yeah.
Easy maintenance. Boy, I need to cut my hair, guys. Time for a
Yeah, I do
reshave.
too. Riggs is
Need a
looking
reshave.
slick this morning.
Yeah, I got mine. I did mine last night. Woke up from my power nap and was feeling like I needed a little trim.
So did you have a power nap, go right into a power dump, and then go to a power shave? Is that what you did?
Yep.
Lots of power.
Well,
Everything is
I
powerful.
kind of could. I'm a big multitasker, so while I was power dumping, I was power shaving. So I got it all taken care of.
Wow.
Good idea. Time effective, you know what I mean? Efficiency.
Yeah.
I think there's a lesson in there for all of us. All right, boys. Well,
This has been a good episode, man.
It's been a good episode. Another
one of my
BOGcast.
favorites, I think, so far.
Yeah.
Another BOGcast comes to an end. Riggs, sing us out.
Bog. Bog, 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 bog.